storms are stern from port to port, all the wonders to resort. Together in friendship and moral support, the captain man love free. Across the waves the ship did dance, our brushes, our swords, we make our advance. The captain's gone live to amaze your eyes, but now come and sing with me. Yo, let the pains flow, the eclectic visions hold, from Nichols yo, Captain Madlock's As I looked out where sky met sea, the grandest ship that ever be came bounding in out from the deep. What secrets does she keep? Acid burning Lady Grey, General Gunner, Dragonheart, and Dave the Geek, Danny Samini and Hammy with Diamede sang. Yo, let the waves blow, the eclectic visions hold. Captain Madlock's The entire crew came bound for shore, exotic crafts and arts. They wove in tales of DJs and pickles and more. The ship we're all are free to create, to make mistakes from art to make.
Uh-oh. Let me try something. Can you hear me? I see that there's one person out there. So I'm turning this on. This is like our experiment. Okay. Hi, Danny. Yeah, it's a pop-up studio, but it looks to me like, hold on, I'm going to try a reset. So this will have to be taken out. Let's see if I can do this. Now, hopefully I can. I don't actually know why it's not doing what it's supposed to be doing. Let's see, configure video. Let's try deactivate and activate first. No, I can see, whereas there's a big delay between you and I. So, let me see. Let's go to configure. And so my feelings on that are probably Geek did not get it deactivated at his desk. So I've got to pop over there for a second. Hang tight. I'm going to figure this out. This is my first time doing this. But you, Mr. Downey, are like best crew member ever, right? Okay, hold on. I am pulling it onto the screen right now so I can see it. Let me see. Camera controls. There's the wait. Maybe not. Maybe this is exactly what I want. Oh, Danny, you are witnessing magic in the making. Look at me do it. Yeah, baby. Oh, woo, girl. Well, you ain't the girl. I'm the girl. Be like, yeah, look at me go. Look at me go. Okay. You know, it has taken, Danny, a long time. So technology is just not something that I am a natural with. So it's the exact opposite of, I love paint and, everything works with paint. But let me tell you, all right, I think I got it. Now let me see. We want to press the OK. And on your end, Danny, is there enough light? Can you see that nice messy palette really good? And then we're okay. Oh man, you know what? Right? The days. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we're good on that. Now the only thing that is, I guess that's not too bad. So this this guy here is not, it's doing its thing. But I'm actually just doing a few details on this little guy here. Hold on. Let's get the, yeah. I'm just doing a few details, and then actually we're going to pop over into the airbrush booth today. So let me see here. Yeah, so I'm just finishing this guy up, and I thought, okay. I thought that, let me see. So it's a little bit high. I can kind of, but let me, I don't know if the panning, that could have something to do also with the pan. Let me, oh, her nut is loose. That's right. And then I got to remember to tighten her nut. And the forward and backward on this one is the weird one. Hold on just a minute. This is like really a little bit of a challenge. Not as bad when I don't have the face cam on, but that should work. Who let the nuts loose? I know, right? Like just boom. All right, so that having been done, I just have to figure out how to add the pictures. So this guy here, I've been working on him. Now I've got, hold on, I got to move a couple of things. Wait, no, I don't even have to do that because I can totally just have my picture and bring it over here. Say, oh, Danny, if you even knew what I was doing right now. Just putting that right smack dab in front of me so I can see what you guys see. She's doing pretty darn good. So I actually have my hood on and got a nice tight crispy for you here. Yeah, let's get that real good. There we go. And then I have to finish my post here. So if you can just hang tight with me, I'm making a post because people aren't used to me going live on YouTube. So I was going to come over here and kind of put a post for everybody. We are going to be using some Scale 75 paints. Yes, we are. Let's do like the black. There we go. And what are you up to? Oh, you must meet Hammy. You know, I got to tell you, she is something. So I've got pictures of her. I should put them in the scroll bar, but that would be some techie that I'd have to figure out right now, and that might not be It's not always my my best place, right? So I don't want to start like pushing crazy buttons after I've got it up and working. I was going to stream yesterday and I just missed one button in reference to getting live on YouTube that I wasn't used to. So Geek said I did like really good because of the fact that I only missed one button. And it was not exactly very obvious either, so. You're not doing a lot, just working and coming home. All right. So I think this will get the message across. Really simple. So Danny, tell me, do you like it better when you read an alert if it has music or no music? I got to put this out there to people. I'm curious. If I wasn't such a scrub muffin today, I have to delete the front of this. Oh, I should tell you, Danny, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever it may be, wherever you may be. It is I, Captain Madlove, and Sergeant at Arms here, coming at you live on YouTube. Ah. And what else am I using? Oh, and I'm also using, I'm doing the, oh. You know, one of the things, though, I got to tell you, I don't know if you've ever done a whole lot of the posting out here in the world of the Instagram, but I got to tell you, it's like pretty insane how the, you know, operating it is just, they make it really difficult. It's a not the easy. Oh, and now there's going to be a no color situation. It says no color, so we're just going to have to go with white because it is not working and then tell them to forgive us. I try to use a color that's in their logo. Geek is good. He's doing pretty good. We actually are going this evening, Danny. We are going this evening to a game store where we are discussing the grand opening with them, and I am going to be there doing paint demonstrations, and we are taking our Conquest models down there to do so. Geek's going to be doing some Conquest play demonstrations, and they actually are going to have me in their store to do painting tutorials. So we're pretty excited about that. We go this evening. So that's good news. Well, hello, Lord Zephyrius. Long time no see. How are you? I am just finishing up a few details on this, and then, hold on, I'll show you. Well, we're not going to be painting this. We're going to be doing this in the airbrush booth, so I'll put him over there, and then get this little raptor out of the way here. Let's put him over here. Okay, hold on just a minute, and I'll show you the airbrush booth. So, Geek got, my camera is all set up for me to where we can pop, officially, we can pop from one to the other now, Danny, which is super exciting, and Lord Zephyrius. So hold on just a moment. I'll show you what we're going to be working on. That should pop right to the airbrush booth. And there it is. We're going to be working on that guy. Now, it looks to me like I probably won't be, I don't know. Let's see what it looks like with the lights on. So we got lights because I got to pull the paint through. But it's really bright. Not sure about that. So you know what? I have an idea. Now that I know how to operate these cameras, what if interesting. That one didn't pop up like the other one did with the properties at the bottom so that we can get to it. Let's see. Rename, remove, older, full. Wow, this one does not. That is really weird. So unlike the palette cam where I can just choose it. Hold on, I'm looking in the wrong place. That's why. Hold on, let's see. Here we go. Airbrush booth. There it is. Let's see if I can adjust the lights on that. Yeah, I was just thinking, says it got configure video, right? You guys, and so Lord Zephyrius, this is my first official live YouTube that we're doing here. So as you know, my experience with everything technical is interesting. Let's see. How is everything with you, health-wise and technically over there, Lord Zephyrius? Let's see. Pan, tilt, exposure. Why don't we just turn that exposure down and see? Hold on. First of all, it wants to go. We'll take that there. Oh, well, that right there fixed it immensely for starters. Let's get our exposure ratio down. Oh, Danny, look. I'm getting technical. Getting technical. Lord Zephyrius, check me out with my technical self. Let's see. That's pretty fracking good. Oh, everything is good. That is so good to hear. That is so good to hear. All right, let me see. We got a pan and we got a tilt. Right? Okay, let's go to the... All right, here I should be able to get a little bit more clarity. Yeah, you see the clarity happening. It's like coming into focus. So it's on autofocus. Let's make sure it's focusing on this guy. Focus on this guy, camera. This is the guy. There, focus on that guy. So I know, right? Right? So let's see. I wonder what background comp means. Let's see. Let's just mess with it. Oh, it's a backlight compensation. Huh. Okay, let's see. Oh, no, we don't want that, right? That was bad. That was really bad. Okay. Yeah, take that out of there. And yeah, you know, that's actually going to be probably me having to set up my booth that way, Mr. Danny. So that I actually did put light diffusers on this whole panel that's on the top here. Hold on. Yeah, up here. I actually put that in there. It's cut from vellum to diffuse the light, but that's as good as it gets. Let's see. Let's try adjusting the contrast. No. Let's see. Hold on. Okay, so that's a little bit better. Yeah. It's still blurry. Let me see. It's supposed to be on autofocus. So hold on. me take everything out of the booth and just see if we can get it. Because you know what it likes to focus on, guys? It likes to focus on that damn grid in the back. That. See how good that is in focus, and then not this guy? Because it wants to focus on what it wants to focus on. Now I could do manual. The problem is that unlike my big camera, the little one you have to do that in the program. So it creates a big old problem. Yes. I'm telling you what. So the contrast, let's see. Okay, and let's just try, this is brightness. We'll try that, Danny. There. So what do you think of that? Let's bring it up a little bit. And then maybe that'll help with the glare. I have no glasses down here that I can actually see a fracking screen with, which is so weird. Oh, okay, so that's much better. Oh, good. That's really good. How about you, Lord Zephyrus? Is yours coming in there too? So, the brightness took the glare off, and the contrast, yeah, if we just take a little bit out of the, there we go. Oh, good. Okay, so look at this. I'm actually learning this. I'm actually learning this so that I can kind of like just do it. Oh, it's got the white balance. Let's try white balance. I'm going to take the auto white balance off, and I'm just going to see if, no, probably better leave the auto white balance on. It's doing a pretty good job, although I do think it looks a little bit green. And then the gain doesn't seem to do anything for it at all. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, that one I had to turn off because it's cray-cray. And then I have to have the sharpness all the way up. And right now it is out of focus, but why isn't she focusing? You know what we're going to do? Hold on. Okay, so you guys think that's a good picture? Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's go over to this one. I'm going to do a tiny bit, a little bit of zoom. Hold on. Let me just get that I don't want to make you guys seasick. Hold on. And then that way I can actually adjust the camera a little bit and a little bit there. Okay, so did you like when I'm painting, like spray, paint, right? Okay, there we go. And what I was gonna do is take it off of autofocus, and then I'm gonna focus it. I'm gonna try. Now this is really hard with the control bar, you know. It really is. But we're gonna give this a try. Yeah, it doesn't like to be. I wonder. Hold on. Let me see if it can be. Oh, it can. Wow, that's weird. So I'm controlling it with the keyboard, but it really doesn't want. Try auto. Yeah, it doesn't want to focus on the guy. There it goes. Okay, whoop. It got the guy. Okay, so I deactivated and activated it. A little bit of a zoom. And you know what? I would be willing to bet you that I may even, maybe, let's see if I can. There. Okay. Because I paint a little more out here. Although this confuses the camera, so usually I pull that up over it because she doesn't like light colors. And let me see if it'll, this is probably going to be pan right or left. Yep, okay. I think we're good. And apply all of these. Does this other channel, oh, it does have an apply. Okay, well, it applied all of it. So there it is. Your captain, ladies and gentlemen, adjusting the camera. Aren't you glad you made it here? Right? I mean, it's not, okay, like super exciting for you guys, but oh my God, this is so exciting for me. I am super, super happy about that. All right, and then I'm going to take this over here and do that so I can see what you're seeing. Yay, right on. Okay, and that is the story on that. Now we will go back to the home, and it stayed. Check it. Yes, I know it does. It takes a minute. I tell you what, it's the poggetiest of poggers. All right, so back to this guy. What I was doing here is just finishing him up. Really, I kind of wanted to take. Oh, wait, hold on. I see something not working. I see something not working. Why aren't you working? Hold on. Okay, hold on. Don't see it. And see it. And I can see, though, you see those pictures slipping? Can you see that? You see that little piece at the top? Hold on. I am actually going to go in there. Uh-oh. Properties. There is always something that is not working, and it is always some sort of a challenge. That's why I think that see, it's got all these set up, and speed, slide, transition, mode. Well, on this one, we don't even have the option to do what we might want to do with it. Hold on, let me try. Actually, there is a possibility that I have it over here, or maybe not. Oh, there it is. Hold on. Maybe. No. It seems that, yep, it only gives me, it's not, sometimes it doesn't register, but that's just not too bad. I can't really say that, you know, like there, that dragon one, see how it's got all that weirdness in the background? But it's part of my desk. It's not really anything terrible. It's not my favorite, but you know what? Yeah. I guess if that's like the least thing that if that's the worst thing we have going on today, then I think we did pretty good, right? I mean, if you think about it. So I was finishing this guy up here. And that's where I was at with that. I was figuring out, let me get his little, how much not eyeshadow as in I'm putting eyeshadow on him, but the shadow around his eye. And I was getting in here with the mask, and I was just finishing up the last of like some of his lines and things. Actually, there's this one little piece that I really don't like that's on him that's peeving me, and it's going to cause me to have to go in here and probably figure, oh, is this my good one? It is my good one. How weird is this? This is weird. Hang on, guys. I gotta grab a knife. Anyway, yeah, if that's the least that happens today, then we're doing pretty darn good. So, now taking a look. One of the things I do like about this, okay, is it shows you like you're 20 minutes in. And the object of this is, so this particular one is kind of an experiment, all right? We're doing this just to see how it feels and maybe find out who all made it here and who all didn't. Yeah, no, I know that one picture. I wanted it in there because I was working on him at that time, Danny, and he did. He came. I didn't run him through my sexy software before I gave the picture to Geek to use. That's my bad. I am the Photoshop guy, so that's me. Not, you know. All right. Oh, these are. Look at how long these are. Katang. I cut myself right here all the time, right there on that part. That's where I get myself. So on this guy, he has a tiny little. I don't even know what it was, but it actually isn't gonna make me have to paint anything over, which is really super cool. I hate it when I cut something and then I gotta do it over because the paint part. So I was going in here and I was doing the last details on him. He's like so totally close to done. It's not even a joke. That's a good picture right there. I should probably paint the ground so that I can get a really good visual of what's going on. I don't know what kind of. I have to keep the little bit of orange on here in case I got to come back in and do anything involving the lighting. Sometimes it happens. That is the point of where the if that's the point of where the light comes from. And I'm just going to paint over this black. You know, one of the things I do is, hang on, we're going to get that off the shoe. The glue on the shoe. So, I will take and mix pigment with PVA glue, and then I will paint that. Or actually, what I like better than PVA recently is some of these heftier glues, but it's really hard to do any type of coloring them or anything. So the PVA glue, I can color it with any one of the pigment powders that I have, and specifically for this I keep a black one. And then when I come back in here with the glue, I am able to put any of the basing on and not have to worry about it not sticking to the paint or whatever's. So I don't think there are a lot of people. If you guys holla at me in chat, just remember we do have a delay. So if it seems like I'm not answering you quickly, that's not the case. It's just that there is a delay. I'm going to make sure to get the back side of the shoe here on his boots really dark. So are you guys painting? By chance, would you be painting Lord Zephyrius? And have you gotten over your fear involving, oh, my friggin', that's because I moved it. My, what do you call it? The paint retarder ran all into the white. So, there's that. No painting. Are you at work? What I do have to do, though, is I do have to get that little, this one's not going to be, like, very obvious, but sorry about that. That, you know, when I wear my my goggles, it always hits the camera. Oh, he's actually not a lord. He's just pretending. But aren't these models actually are so cool. From these are from Conquest, and they really are like very, very cool. I appreciate them very much. So my it's very thin, and it ended up just jaunting right across the paint palette. I think my desk is not level. I feel pretty confident that that's the case. So that white now has an ample supply of retarder in it, so it's not going to dry very quickly. And I suppose that is okay. Yeah, or something, huh? All right. So, I was going to get into his eyes, but I think that I'm probably going to end up leaving that. What I did do is came in here and put the little highlights on his cheek, which I will go in and glaze over. But we do want an expression of a face in here. That one will be in my faces in little places. If you guys if you are in the Patreon, it's in the Patreon, Lords of Furious. If you are not in the Patreon, then it will be available, generally speaking, about a month after I do it. I'm still kind of trying to figure out how to get YouTube to do the auto loading thing. It's a pretty crispy picture. Although it's still not... Whoop! Stop. Yeah. Oh, the video. The video on the little faces. Is it tiny faces in little spaces, I think? Oh, you're playing a computer game. Which game are you playing, Lords of Furious? All right, now after, I gotta let that dry, and just let me see what else I've got maybe that I need to pick out. It feels like it's done, like it's pretty close to done. When I get really close up to him, you know, there's like a whole lot of stuff that I see that doesn't look the way that I want it to look, and so I could get obsessed with it and just be there forever. But I want to try to avoid that, so... because he is a troop, and I try to encourage people to just try to keep the troops to a minimum. Or you can end up finding something like just over and over and over again, so I try not to do that. I used to do it, and then it would take forever and ever and ever to paint something. It's better now. Okay. Now his eyes should be, I mean, his face should be pretty dry. Now I want to get in there with the very tip of the brush, and I just put the black, and really, I kind of go outside the eye socket to create a little bit bigger eye. Or if you'd like to call it eye area. And try to kind of keep them at least similar. I'll put the little shadow lines all along the face the border of his helmet, because I want to keep the shape of the face. Sometimes when you get up really, really close to certain areas, it gets a little bit more difficult, but what I'm going to do is just put that line right above his mustache. And then what I'm going to do is I'll come in and I'll do a little paint over on the mustache, and that really works out. Then I want to make sure I've got the black on the eyes the same distance down on both sides, which I don't. And then I'll go backwards the other way with the skin. I'm actually going to get a really good brush for control here. I like this one. These synthetic ones that I get from Urtrek are actually, the new one that I'm using for detail is a scale 75 brush that I was introduced to at the convention. And let me tell you what, I came home to use that, and yes, I was pretty happy. So then I'll come back in here, and I'm going to get this little lower lip, a little bit more skin in that area. But I'm going to come in, actually put really dark brown in there as a shadow. So this will just perfect my eye shape. Okay, so I will go in there and just, I want to get those eyes equal, right? Then after I get those equal, oh, the vet is calling. Hang on. Sorry, guys. Danny, could you hear that? I'm just curious as to whether or not I got the mic set up. I see we have some other folks out there. Howdy, folks. We are, sorry, the vet called. I've got a few challenges with Hammy, and the vet called, and I cannot bypass a call from the vet. So. But hello, hello, whoever else is out there. So I'm getting his, right now, I was just getting this guy's face dialed in, and then I was going to go out and start on that Conquest model. I had, oh, I remember what it was I was supposed to put in the shout out was the new paint I was going to try. So then I'll get the really dark brown that I've got over here that's his shadow for his face. Who have I got out there? Oh, I thought I saw somebody new in chat, but it's not. Oh, that's the wrong color. Oh my goodness. I just stuck this in the metallic. I do not like my good brushes stuck in the metallic. That is not my favorite place to be. Dang it. All right. So just a couple more details on him, and I think I do need to get a little bit of the lighting filter on here because he's fighting by the campfire, and so it's important that my light stays fairly consistent with the yellow. Excuse my brushes everywhere. That's where I'm at today. I like to just keep them here where I can grab them and not put them away in between. There we go. And then I'll come through with some really crispy little white, like I did up here on the upper area. His sword is done. Let's see, can you see his sword? His sword is super cool. Let me see. Like I said, I can do TMM in small spaces. Small amounts of armor. There we go. But not large amounts of armor. There, this side is actually better. Okay, let me try this side. I'll focus in on it for you. There. Like I said, this part right here is actually not correct. Sorry. This part right here is not, but I'll fix that later. Right, so now that we've got that part on the face all dialed in, what we need to do to pull the face back is get the dark brown shadow that I have over here. And really, I just took the base brown that I've got here, and I mixed a wee bit of black in it. We could just mix a darker brown or whatever, but it's got some pretty good grayish shadowing going on because of the lighting that I have. And so I just would come in here and get that right along the lines that are the shadow. And I will thin it, and then I will glaze him because he's tan, right? And also I want to thin that color out. You could use an ink or something like that and go over his skin with it so that he is not, you know, like peachy. He's not going to be a peachy dude. He spends way too much time outside. So peachy is just not his thing. On the side where we are away from the campfire and in by the nose, I'll put a little bit more. And probably darken up his chin a little. I'll get a tiny little highlight just for the expression of the lip in there when go. There he is. So I'll get a little, I'll take and make this area that's over here even just a wee bit darker, you know, because I want the face expression to stay there, but at the same time, I don't want his face just like looking like it's popping out of his helmet. And still, you can see there on the side that it needs to go darker, so I'll come in and shadow that darker. Oh, sorry. And then what I'll do is I'll get a nice little glow of firelight, just a tiny bit because his face is like very far away. But what I do want is I do actually want, I'm going to take the brown that is like the base color of his face. I'll mix it with some orange and I'll mix it with some yellow, which is our color that we're using by the fire here, but I've mixed the brown in it. The yellow's kind of going to be the highlight on that. And then I'll make it very, very thin. And what I will do, because he's fighting by the fire, is I'll come in here and I'll add that color to the cheek here to kind of make it pop out a little bit. And maybe, just so we can see it, I'll put a little bit of highlight on that upper lip. So you can kind of see there how that works. There. And we still might need to go a little bit lower on this side over here as well. But you see how that just kind of makes his face stand out? Even though it's inside of a helmet, you'll be able to see his face on the game table. Now, one of the things I do is I do take the base color and that's the brown, and I'll kind of bring that like around where we have more of like a cheekbone thing going on, so that we don't have that big scoop on his face. Then I'll take the black and I'll clean up the shadow on the helmet, because what we're not going to be having is we're not going to be having the highlight from the fireplace up on this ledge right by his face. But where we will have it is right along the rise of it. And so what I will do with that is I will make tiny, tiny little dots, one right after the other, and those dots are going to be the highlight on the edge. So there's an edge there, and I do want to get the little bit of the reflection on that edge, especially from underneath, like where the fireplace is down here. It's all about the angle of the light, really. There. So now when you look at his face, I will bring that highlight in a little bit more. We'll just have to take some gray. It'll be a secondary color of gray. so not the really dark gray, but so that we can get that highlight kind of dialed in and smaller, because we want that highlight smaller. We don't want so much highlight up here because it's farther away from the fireplace, so we want to kind of pull it in a little bit. And his mustache, I will also come in there and fine tune some of the shadows a little bit with a little bit of black. I mix the black with purple to get a different color on the shadow. And then we'll go back for that fleshy tone that we kind of made a little bit orange. We took a little orange and a little yellow, and we made that little highlight for his face right there. Again, right on the lip. I'll have to go in there and fine tune that mustache shape so that it's not smearing onto his face. You'll see where it smears onto his face right there. You can kind of see where there's a little too much mustache on one side because it's not shadowed correctly. So also I will come in here and get some little pops of light on his helmet, little highlights, just to get that kind of snappy. It gives a more dynamic light effect. There you go. Also, I want something repeatable because there's a lot of troop guys. So this guy I'm making, he was like a light dynamics. You need the toilet? Danny, are you being serious right now? Did you just say that to me? You mean you need a bio? All right, now I think this eye on this side probably has to be corrected a little because it got a little bit of brown in it. Which kind of took away from it. There you go. And I'm going to get that base color again, and I'll just bring that little area up to just dial that, the shape of that eye in exactly where I want it, because I want them to be the same. So to do that, what I do is I kind of go back and forth. I get the shape worked out, and then I got to get the sizing. And then I'm going to come in. I've got a little bit of this brown that I mixed with black. There's even a little bit of purple in it to create a nice shadow. Really add a tiny bit of white to make a gray, so that I can come in here and get the edge of the helmet. That'll also trim up the mustache there. Okay. Oh, I can see where his mustache is like growing out of his nose right there. So I want to get that mustache kind of the same on both sides. Now I'm going to do the color of the mustache. It's like a really super light gray. But I do put my goggles on for this. My magnifying glasses. I'm also a big believer in tipping the mini to suit your hand, not trying to get your hand to contort. All right, and then I'm gonna go underneath it here, and I'll do the same thing. I've got like a darker gray mixture to create the shadow underneath. Welcome, new viewers. Hi. This is my first live YouTube only broadcast. It's nice to see some extra faces out there. Okay, I kind of just sort of little dots to create this little tiny mustache area. Sometimes I'll take a little bit of that paint retarder. You guys know the brand I like. I've been through a lot of them. For the longest time, I just made my own until I was introduced to this one by a scale. So I like it because it doesn't make my paint does not appear. It doesn't discolor my paint or make it a little glossy or anything like that. It's also it's like water consistency almost. So I got the little dots right up in here. I'm gonna get under his nose, and then under the nose I might take and really make it just about black, so we get a good shadow right up underneath it there. Even though it's the mustache, I'll just kind of come in, and I also want to get that little tiny line right by the face with that. Same on that side, so that we've got a really good little line there. When you're looking at him, we don't want a smeary face. Sometimes I'll just seriously use like the two hairs on the very end of the brush and just make little dots because it works. Okay, we got that mustache part in there, and then we'll be able to come in. I still think that's a little bit blurry. There he is. Again, then I'll come in there with a few little highlights on the mustache here in a minute. But first, while I'm on the mustache, I do kind of want to get it dialed in on both sides while it's fresh on my mind and fresh in my eyeball. So this one here, we got to come in and kind of get the mustache perfected first. That's my hood, you guys, hitting the camera. I apologize. So I've got two different colors of gray on both sides. There we go. Now there's a definitive separation between his mustache and his helmet, which I'm very happy about. And then I will just take a very dark gray and I will use it as a shadow to make sure that it doesn't look like his mustache is just turning into part of his helmet in the areas where his mustache has like a little separation part. I also have to make a highlight, like right here. I want to make sure that there's a little shadow. And even since the light is coming up, I'll put a little shadow above it, and then I will go in and I can get a few of those little tiny spots to create a little highlight on his helmet there on his side. Yeah, you're getting up for a drink. Do you need a bio? You do? Okay. Okay, and then I will tone those down with a little bit of gray, but as you can see, now I have not put the white in his mustache yet. So we can get, and actually, you know, that white, because of the campfire that we are dealing with, you know, it's probably going to be a little bit more of a yellow white, but we do want to get like a little bit of the shiny that there is in the hair. I'll have to tone it back a little bit here. There. And that's like, seriously, I just got to make the highlights in his eyeballs. But before I can do that, Miss Hammy, that is my service dog, who's a senior now, and communicates, she's partially deaf, so she communicates with bells, and she has to do a bio. She has to be let in the bathroom. So we will leave him right here for you guys, and I will be right back. I'm just going to take care of her need over here. Yeah, you're waiting so good. What a good girl you are. She's like, come on, Mom. See, you hear her setting the bells off? I don't know if you can hear those in the background because I got the fan running too. There, see, it skips some pictures. Did it just disappear? Oh no, see, so weird. Okay. All right, I'll be right back, you guys. I'm going to take the dog for a quick bio, and then I will return. We'll put the highlight in his eyes, and I will have finished him up. Well, except for, of course, the basing part. Hold on a little bit. Hold on. Yeah? Where are you going? Over here. Can you hear the difference in the sound in here when the fan goes off, you guys? She's so good. All right, well, that also gave all that time to dry. Whoop, what do I do with the hood? I don't know. I like to get up very close and personal. Okay, so in order to do the eye, that just requires a brush that is super, like has a really super fine tip. I've tried all different types of methods, and I actually find that if I get a really pointy brush and I get a little bit of a small amount of paint and water and then just leave the brush to dry, you don't want it to be a good brush. But I can't do it with a pin. I can't do it with his belt buckle's wrong too. Hang on. I've tried it with a pin. I've tried it with those tiny little spotters and stuff like that. But what I've come to use is a very small brush. I get a little bit of acrylic paint and water, and I just kind of let it dry on the brush, and I form a really good tip. And that's what I use. So his belt had too big of an area on it. And so he's a small, there's no way that his belt tine is going to be as big as his finger. I mean, it is on the model, but I can kind of correct it with a little bit of work in the shadowing. I can thin it up. We don't want it that big, and I also don't want it that, the shadow's that thick. Well, the other folks that are out there are really quiet. Okay. That looks much better. Now I can come in with those really, really intense highlights that I wanted to get. What does help control it is a little bit of that retarder in it. That's much better. I'm going to lay him down for a second so I can get the highlight underneath the belt here. He's got a little end of his belt here that's also metal. So I want to get that. This is not metal. This is where I'm increasing the volume, sorry for the smacking, on the highlights after I went through with some toning down. All right, there we go. So that's much better on the belt. Whoop, let's get that focused in for you guys. There. Oh. So I might even back off a little bit more on the belt, get a dark gray in there, and this kind of do a little bit of feather blending to sort of bring the highlights in a little bit smaller and tighter. I think that smaller highlights and a little bit of blending go a long way and give a better look to the product overall when we're done. There. See, when you just take all that extra highlighting off of his belt, it just does not want to, there we go, does not want to focus on the light. But you see how much better that looks when we really reduce the highlights? Like it actually makes the item look smaller, like it should look on him. You know, he's not going to have great big accessories really. We have to be careful about the highlighting of them, otherwise they can take over. And then what I'll do is, like, I'll take a little bit of that purple and that black, and I'll go like inside the belt with that underneath the tine. And right above it. So that creates an even a heavier dynamic in the shadows. There we go. That's a little bit better. I think it looks better like that. Just not so shockingly standing out there. I thought it looked a little gloppy. All right. So now to do those eyes. All right. We're going to take that pointy brush. Hopefully I'll be able to do this. I generally cannot do the highlighting on the eyes a lot of times. I can't do when I'm on screen. So hopefully I can if they're chibi eyes, because I've done them so many hundreds of times. You know, chibi eyes is, I wanted to teach that, and so I practiced it and practiced it and practiced it. All right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them off to, I won't put them in the middle. I'll put them off to the right or the left. In this case, since the light is coming from this area over here, right, which is his right, then I'm going to go ahead and put the highlights that direction. Make sure I got a real nice tip. I'm going to just set one little hair on the end of the brush. And it doesn't want to do the paint, and that happens sometimes too, where you touch it, but it doesn't let the paint off the brush. Okay. I'm also going to do this one to that direction. Okay. Generally, these brushes that I do that to, I'll leave a little bit of soap on it, a little bit of the brush soap, which helps keep it, helps get that residue that we had. And And then I'm just going to come in here, and in looking at the spots, I want them to be, these little tiny dots to be the same size. So I'll take a little bit of black, and I want them also to be super small. That might have been too small. Okay, so now I got to go back and try it again. And that is, all right, now with this brush, I've gone and kind of ruined it because it doesn't have the build up on it anymore and all of that. So I'm going to come in here, and hopefully it won't. One of the reasons I do that, so I don't like spotters, just to let you know. The other thing you can do is, so you can pinch the brush with your fingers, and that pulls the paint towards the tip, and also makes the tip usually really fine. Sometimes that little dotting motion that I was telling you about will cause it to release a little more paint for you. But now still I made that one a little larger. So again, I will go back for the black, and then I will try correcting. So I'm going to bring the black up towards the white in one area and down in another. I also there we go. I also kind of want to try to get them in the same location. And then I want you to notice what ends up happening. It's really interesting. Let me just fine tune his helmet on one side. So he kind of needs the top of the helmet fine tuned over here. It helps to have that all lined up, you know, as well, because otherwise the eyes can still look a little crooked. And then he kind of needs his helmet tuned over there, but that's more of a highlight area. So we're going to kind of have to work that in. It's above the eye. And then this one over here, we're just going to, just because we want the expression on the face, I want to get the face showing. I'm going to lighten the helmet up a little bit on this side, even though it might not be that light, because of, you know, we are fighting by the campfire. So by a campfire, this side might be a little darker. I'm just going to lift it a tiny bit, really for expression around the eye more than anything. Get the shadows right on this one. And then what you will do is you will look at him, and we will come right on in there to that little face. I will focus in on it for you, and then I will take the light, the excessive amount of light that my studio tends to cast off, and you will see that that registers as eyes. But I have not done, and it almost looks actually like he's looking at you. Now on the eye and on areas of the metal, even though we're by the campfire, there's going to be these areas that come in very, very white, because it's the edge of metal. Or in the case of the eyes, they are glassy. And he is, you know, there's some fine tuning that what I want you to do though is, what we'll do is we'll take a look at him. What you want to do with all your miniatures, depending on their size, is what I do here that I have found really helpful, is that I will take my miniature and I will back my miniature up. So from here to here to the camera, this is what, you know, this is approximately 12 to 14 inches. So similar to how you would see him on the game table. And that's what you want, because so what I have found is that the super tight, neat lines work great for when you're really close up, but you've got to still get a lot of that really good shadow play in. See, I will take, so he's a little overlighted here, right? So I'm going to take him and I'm going to take some of that light away for you guys, because there is no game store you're going into with these lights. And now you can see what this guy expresses on a game table. So you can see how those dynamics really help. Hang on just a minute. Make sure I got him really crispy for you. So I go all the way one way and then come back around the other way. And there. And then I'll take some of this light out of it so you guys can get a better view. And that is your guy. You'll notice that those little twinkly eyes do show up. I'm going to do a little bit more touch up on the mustache just to get it just right, but you'll notice that it's, you know, it's out there and it's expressing. The back on him is just really some basic super dark colors in the family. I have not finished the shirt on the back. And I got the metal in there just a little bit, but you'll notice that the back is really nice and dark because he's in front of a campfire, and that's what I wanted to express. So I did not get too excited with the lighting on the back of the miniature. The light is coming up, so if you hold him like this, you can see your light. I do have to fix that belt buckle, the end of the belt, right there. That's white. Let me see. Right there. Because it doesn't have any of the gold in it, so you know we can't see it. And that actually kind of puts me in a situation where I have to run simply because I do have to get ready to go to that game store this evening. And talk to those people about their grand opening. And so I want to make sure that I leave myself plenty of time for that. I really appreciate you popping in early, Danny, and hanging out with me, as well as you, Zephyrius, and also, you know, getting the chat active. That's super helpful, you guys. Any of you out there that are crew members that can share my YouTube channel, I am working on getting a community page, and so it's very important to me that we get hot balls, that we get more subscriptions so that we can make that community page, you know, so we have the ability to make events and such. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. I did not get to my big spire guy, but I did get my first YouTube video out there. This would not be a really good example of one that's going to be a tutorial, but I did want to put it out there and see how to operate it. And you know, Danny's super helpful. Lord Zephyria is super helpful that you guys were out there, because it let me have some chat. Oh my goodness, and look who just popped in. Hey, how are you doing? Let me see. Oh my gosh. I'm going to try to connect that to troll painting. Did I get it right? I'm just signing out. I want to see if I got that right, and I know there's a delay. We finished up some eyes on this guy, and you know, I got to tell you, the way that I put the shadows and the highlights on his helmet, it really does look like his helmet's got a big dent in it, I think, which you know, maybe someone slapped him on the top of the head or something. But I do have to, I don't know, it might be a little bit dented. I don't know. But it was really helpful to have you guys out there so that I could see how this operated and everything. And next time I'll have the face cam up and working. Unless I'm in the airbrush booth, then of course it doesn't have one. So I really do appreciate it though. You know, I will tell you, I've actually had a few people that contacted me, Baldwin, about family members that they've been kind of busy with. You know, we're doing pretty good. Hammy's doing good, and we're doing good. But like I was telling everybody, I got to pop off, mate. I do. I am sorry to hear that about your grandma, and I hope that you can send some love and some healing energy, hopefully whatever it is that, you know, I mean, sometimes when they get to the grandma state, that's not a place where, you know, it's just like a flu or something. But, you know, I had to go through that stage with my grandma. And so I really do get it, and I feel for you, my friend. So, you know, get the most of the moments that you can in with your elders, because you know, time is fleeting. It really is. And they value us. But big hugs to you, Troll, and also you send some love from us to your grandma. And I hope that if it is not something that gets better, that at least there is a way for life to make it easier on you, my friend. Again, Lord Zephyrus and Danny, thank you so much for being here today. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed my time with you. And I want you guys to know that I will be doing pop-up studio. It will be here. It will come back. You will come back to us. You will come back, Troll, and you will have time for painting. But, you know, think about it this way. There's not a lot of time with our elders. We have to make do with what time we have. So take the time to enjoy their presence and their stories and the time that you have there, because the painting will be there when you return. I will see you guys in the verse as usual. You know the whole deal, right? You know, grab those brushes, grab those paints, grab those minis, and get your fucking paint on. Oh, you know what? If I back out, dirty, right? And get your fucking paint on. Woo! Thank you guys so much for tolerating the first stream. Look for me here. I will be here in my pop-up studios, and then on Twitch when I can get there. And then also I will be doing some activity on Instagram. So be sure to put those all together. You guys take care of yourselves. Get your fucking paint on, and I will see you when I am live next time. Thank you so much for showing up. You guys take care.